Well, so this is Power Yoga for beginner's mind. So let's start this program. So please join me in this class. Either you should do practice separately when you get time.
All right, welcome to Power Yoga Beginner's Mind. Let's go ahead and begin in Child's Pose. So we'll start off just by bringing the big toes together to touch, allowing the knees to open out as wide as it feels right, allowing the hips to melt back towards your heels. And you can either let the forehead rest on your yoga mat, or you can always slide a prop, a block to go underneath that if you like. In a few moments, we're going to start with a little bit of breathing just to set the cadence and to really set the tone for this entire 12-month self-mastery program that we call sadhana. So let's go ahead and begin by taking a nice big deep inhale through the nose, fill the lungs up with breath. And then out the mouth, exhale, side out, let it all go. And then see if you could breathe with me. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. And out the nose, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale out for 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. And exhale out for 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Couple more rounds. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. And exhale out for 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Last round. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale out for 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Take a big deep inhale through the nose, fill the lungs up with breath. And then out the mouth, exhale, let it all go. And then see if you can continue to keep that wave of even breath just rolling in and rolling out. Knowing that when you shape the breath, you shape the mind. But imagine and maybe even visualize your mind being empty. In the yogic tradition, there was a young student eager to attain spiritual awakening. Seeking guidance, he approached his teacher and he asked, "How can I awaken spiritually?" The teacher responded simply by handing him a teacup. And when the student looked inside the teacup, he noticed that it was empty. Perplexed, he asked the teacher, what does this mean? And the teacher said, when you empty yourself of expectations, preconceptions, and you cultivate that spaciousness and that emptiness of the mind, you open yourself up for the boundless clarity and wisdom to arise. Now, many people that are in this class right now are advanced yogis. They've been practicing a long time, just like many of you probably at home. But whether you're a boxer, a martial artist, or musician, it's always important to come back to the fundamentals. So in this class, we come back to the fundamentals, and each month we progressively build upon that. There's no greater fundamental right now than having that steady wave of breath just rolling in and out through the nose. So in that sense of having that adventurous spirit. This from Mark Twain, who says, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, and discover. So let's go explore. Let's go discover. Let's see what our sadhana, our yoga practice has to offer us. From here, go ahead and come all the way up to tabletop pose, all fours position. Stacking the shoulders right above the wrists, setting the knees right beneath the hips, spreading wide through the fingertips. And then on an inhale, drop the belly, pull your chest, your heart forward. And then on the exhale, slowly round the back as you curl the chin in. A few more like that. On the inhale, drop the belly, allow those collarbones to spread apart. And then on the exhale, round in as you spread your shoulder blades apart. And then on your own, just continue there. As you begin to synchronize the rhythm of breath, the rhythm of physical movement, and also the rhythm of the mind. Often in life, all these dimensions of who we are can feel fragmented and disconnected. And that word yoga means unity and oneness. Feel those various aspects and facets of you coalescing and gelling together. This is how we derive real strength and real power. Beautiful. Now from here, come back to a neutral spine, neutral tabletop pose. From here, slide your hands forward about maybe 3 or 4 inches. Take your indexes and open those slightly outward. Tuck the toes underneath the feet and then lift your hips all the way up into a downward facing dog. But check this out. See if you can spread your feet out the width of your yoga mat. And also bring your feet forward a couple of inches. So it's a wider down dog and it's also a shorter down dog. And those of you that maybe are brand new to this practice of yoga, this just makes downward facing dog a lot more accessible. But you can really start to feel the power and the dynamicness of this. So you spread your fingers wide, root down into your palms. You allow the head to relax and you feel your hips sloping upwards towards the sky. So your tailbone draws up almost like the apex of a mountain. And as those hips go up, your heels are moving in the opposing direction. That's going downward, so you feel that descending energy. And then how's your breath? Still draw each and every inhale all the way down to the bottoms of the lungs. Each and every exhale fluidly exits out of the body. And that breath is the through line of the practice. Good. From here, keep the feet as is. Crawl your hands all the way towards the back of your yoga mat. Spread your feet out about the width of the hips. So we're going to scoot those in a little bit, even the width of the shoulders. And then from here, slide your hands up to your shins, right beneath your knees. Take your fingers to your outer calves, coming into a first flat back. So you're going to feel your heart extending forward. Finding a focal point on the ground right beneath the eyes, steady mind, steady breath. And then on another inhale, entice your heart forward a little bit further out. And then forward fold on the exhale, just relax your torso down with gravity. A few more like that. Inhale, flat back, spine draws out. Forward fold, exhale, just let the head go. Beautiful. 3 more times. Inhale, create a little bit more length to your spine. Forward fold, exhale, chest right on top of your thighs. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, forward fold. One more time. Inhale, feel the breath, lead and guide the way. Forward fold, exhale, hold there, grab opposite elbows with your hands. Relax the head, relax the neck, relax the face, soften your jaw. And again, that mind just empty. In the Zen tradition, we often call it Zen beginner's mind. So no matter how many times you've done a pose, a sequence, a modality, to see if you can approach it with that new, fresh perspective as if it's the first time that you've ever done the movement. This is the spirit of beginner's mind. From here, go ahead and release the hands, release the arms down, put a little bend into the knees, soften the backs of your legs, your hamstrings. Shift your hands all the way up to your hips, to your waist. And then with the long, flat back, on an inhale, go ahead and rise and fly. Both arms all the way up overhead. Interlace the fingers from the palms inside out. And then side bend to your right on the exhale, lean over. Inhale, come back up to center. And then exhale, lean over to the left. Inhale, back to middle. And exhale, lean over to the right. Feel that stretch. Good. Inhale, back to neutral. Exhale, lean over to the left. One more time. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean right. Inhale, back to middle. And exhale, lean left. Beautiful. Inhale, come all the way back up to center. And then bring your hands to prayer position in front of your chest, in front of your heart, backs of the thumbs right there at the middle of your chest. Close the eyes. Turn your gaze, your focus inward. And now we'll chant the mantra Om together one time. Take a big deep inhale through your nose. Another big inhale through the nose. Open the eyes, out the mouth, arms down by your sides, palms forward, fingers spread wide. Feel all four corners of your feet evenly rooting down into the ground so you feel that energy of the mountain, steadiness and stable. Feel a very, very slight, subtle bend in your knees so you're not locking out through your knee joints, especially if you have hypermobility. Feel your thigh muscles drawing up. Feel your tailbone drawing down so you feel just the right amount of spaciousness in your lower back, your lumbar spine. Feel your chest and your heart and your ribs broad and open and spacious. Feel your shoulders drawing back and down with your neck long and relaxed. Feel the top of your neck lengthening slightly up and the chin ever so slightly drawing down as you take a stand. Beautiful. From here, on the inhale, slowly float the arms all the way up overhead. Join the palms together. And then on the exhale, slowly draw your hands down back to prayer position, what we call Anjali, the gesture of offering. Couple more just like that. On the inhale, slowly circle the arms all the way up. And on the exhale, hands just trace down that center line. One more time. Inhale, arms float up. And exhale, hands back to prayer position in front of your chest. Now, let's build upon that. Have some salutations. So on the inhale, float the arms all the way back up, upward salute. And then forward fold on the exhale as you pour the chest on top of your legs. And then flat back, bring the hands back to the shins, just like we did a little bit earlier. And then forward fold, exhale, let it all go. On an inhale, rise and fly. Both arms all the way back up, overhead, upward salute. And then hands to prayer position, back in front of your chest, back in front of your heart. 2 more rounds. Inhale, arms come up as those feet drive down. Forward fold on the exhale like a meditation in motion. Flat back on the inhale, sternum draws out. Forward fold, exhale, let it go. Next inhale, rise and soar. Both arms all the way back up with grace. And exhale, hands back to that heart space. Last time, inhale, arms ascend up. And exhale, forward fold, melt all the way over and down. Flat back on the inhale. Forward fold on the exhale, hold there, and then begin to crawl your hands forward to the top of the mat until you come back to more of a standard, or we might call it a normal downward facing dog. So normal in the sense that the feet are spread about the width of the sitting bones. And if it feels like it's a tough pose to sustain, you might put a little bend into both of your knees. Very often when those hamstrings are rigid and excessively tight, it can feel very, very challenging. But downward facing dog is a stimulating pose. It's meant to bring and build heat into the body. Beautiful. Now from here, go ahead and shift forward to plank pose, upper push-up position. And then from here, we're going to drop the knees down to the ground. So we'll take a look here at Brittany here. So she has her knees on the ground. Notice how the knees are behind the hips. The knees aren't right underneath the hips. So when we talk about a modified plank, this is exactly what we're looking for. Now, sustaining that, you want those outer shoulders to wrap back, the inner elbows to slightly spiral forward. And then we want to bring the weight forward as we inhale. So modified plank, and then on the exhale, lower slowly all the way down with control, noticing how she keeps the elbows close into those ribs. So the weight's forward and the elbows are hugging the ribs. Beautiful. Then we release the tops of the feet. We extend back through those toes. Now, floating cobra. You're going to take your hands a couple of inches off the ground and you're going to start to lift your chest and you're going to lift your head up. So right now, because it's a floating cobra, we're not using any arm energy at all. She's isolating nothing but pure back and spinal muscles in order to lift the chest, lift the heart. So that's exactly what we want to feel, even when we're doing more of a normal cobra. So your back does the majority of the work as opposed to your arms. Take another inhale, maybe lift up a little bit higher, maybe a little smile on the face. She's smiling. Exhale, lower everything back down. Good. Now we're going to keep the hands on the ground and we're going to go into a few cobras. So keeping that sensation on the inhale, begin to lift the chest up. And then on the exhale, lower the chest and chin back down. So we call that the baby cobra. Nice and easy. A few more. Inhale, chest draws up. And exhale, lower back down. Beautiful. 2 more times. Inhale, draw up. And exhale, lower back down. 1 more time. Inhale, rise up. This time we'll hold there. So take a couple of breaths. And you're going to take your inner elbows and you're going to really draw those in towards the ribs. So your elbows aren't flaring out. You're really hugging those in and you're focusing more on length than you are on height. Take 1 last inhale. And then press up to modified plank on the exhale. So back up onto the knees. Tuck the toes underneath. And then downward facing dog. Use your abdominals to pull those hips up and back. Go back to your breath. Now this this time in downward facing dog, feel free to walk out your dog. So this is where you're alternating one heel down towards the ground at a time, pedaling out through the backs of the legs, stretching your heels, stretching your calves. And certainly downward facing dog is like a hug pose that we weave in and out of numerous times. And every time you weave in and out, a little bit more tension's gone, a little bit more stagnation's gone as you awaken more health, more vibrancy, and more vitality. Spread those fingers wide. Press extra firm right between your thumbs and your indexes. Take a big inhale, stretch back, downward facing dog. And then on your exhale, you're going to walk your feet forward towards the top of the mat as we flow through a few rounds of sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. Flat back on the inhale, hands to shins. Forward fold, exhale, let it go. Inhale, rise and fly, both arms all the way up, upward salute. And then hands to prayer position, bringing it in. Good. Inhale, circle those arms back up to the sky. Forward fold on the exhale as you lay the chest out over the thighs. Flat back on the inhale, heart draws out. Step back to plank as you exhale. Hold there, drop your knees down. Modified plank as you inhale. Lower slow to the ground as you exhale. Cobra on the inhale, chest up, chin stays slightly down. Press through modified plank on knees and then back to your downward facing dog. So here at the beginning of our 12-month, year-long program, Yoga Self-Mastery, just again, working with the fundamentals. So we'll flow through a few more rounds of these sun salutations, and you can really work at smoothing things out. So everything really starts to feel like it's getting integrated on a deeper and deeper level into you. So with the undersides of your knuckles glued into the floor, take an inhale, stretch those hips back a little bit more. And then on the exhale, walk your feet all the way forward to the top of the mat. Flat back on the inhale, spine elongates. Forward fold, exhale, torso drapes. Inhale, upward salute as you root through eyes. And then hands to prayer right down that midline. Inhale, arms come up, reach above. Forward fold, exhale. Beautiful. Flat back, inhale, oxygen, deep. Step back to plank, pause there on the exhale. Drop your knees down as you inhale. Lower slow, elbows in, weight forward. Easy cobra on the inhale, arch in the back like a spine massage. And exhale, back through knees, and then downward facing dog. Draw the hips up and back. And this time in downward facing dog, simultaneously let's bend both knees as you inhale. And then straighten both knees as you exhale, drive your heels down. A couple more of those. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale one more time, bend. And then exhale, straighten. Good. Hold there. Take an inhale, stretch back to the tops of your thighs. And then on the exhale, walk your feet all the way forward to the top of your mat. Flat back, inhale, sternum draws out. Forward fold, exhale, let it go. Inhale, rise and fly. Both arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer, bringing it in. Inhale, arms up, upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, back to plank, pause there. Drop those knees down as you inhale. Lower with control, exhale. That's it. Inhale, cobra, chest, lungs, heart expand. Exhale, press onto knees, and then back to your downward facing dog as we set up for one last final round of these. And repetition, when done with awareness, leads to skillfulness. It leads to mastery. There's no way to become a master at something unless you've done it for hundreds, thousands of hours. But that awareness and that focus is also a key ingredient within the repetition. If you're not thinking about what you're doing, if you're not aware of what you're doing, then chances are you're not going to reach those greater depths of understanding. So with the focus, with the concentration, just like a moving meditation, take an inhale, stretch back, down dog. Exhale, walk both feet all the way through. Flat back on the inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale with levity, rise, both arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, arms up as those feet anchor down. Forward fold, exhale, chest pours over thighs. Inhale, lengthen through every vertebra of the spine. Step back to plank, pause there. Drop the knees on that inhale. Lower down strong on your exhale. Cobra on the inhale, back and spine massage. Exhale, press onto knees and then back to your downward facing dog. Good job, you guys. That's it for those. Let's go ahead and move on from there. Take an inhale, stretch back, downward facing dog. Exhale, walk both feet all the way forward to the top of your mat. Flat back on the inhale. Forward fold on the exhale. Feet together, bend the knees. And then from here, we're going to come into what we call an old school chair pose. So you're going to lift your arms up, parallel to the ground. Palms face the earth. Arms extend straight out in front of you. Now feel the weight drawing back into your heels so you're light in your toes. Feel the weight drawing back into your glutes so you're moving the energy away from your knees. Beautiful. Now let's come from old chair to new chair. So you're going to take your arms and you're going to start to reach those up at a diagonal. Taking your little fingers and wrapping those in so you're broad through the upper back, you're broad through those shoulders. And you feel long and spacious around your neck. Gaze down, look at those 10 toes. See if you can see those sticking out beyond your knees and lift all 10 toes off the ground. Keeping that weight distributed back into the heels, embrace the energy, embrace the fire. Take one last inhale, chair. Stand up, hands to prayer, mountain pose. And feel that intensity begin to dissipate. Big inhale through the nose. And out the mouth, exhale, let it go. Alright, let's do a little bit of balancing, shall we? Take your right foot and bring it over to the right. So you're balancing on your left foot, setting up for stage one of tree pose. So stage one, right toes are turned out to the right, right heel faces your inner left arch. Stage two, should you feel inspired to progress, is to draw the foot in so your right heel rests in your inner left ankle or calf. Stage three is to lift the foot up to the inner calf. Stage four, you lift that foot all the way up to your inner thigh. Still breathing, make sure you're not holding that breath. Find your focal point. And then we can add those arms for stage five. Wherever you're at, no matter what you chose for the placement of your feet and your lower body. Tree pose, Vrikshasana, one of those foundational beginner's balancing poses, but it's actually a tricky pose. So if you fall out, all good. You can even move over to a wall and use one arm, one hand on the wall to help you find your balance. Whatever you're doing, keep that steady, even breathing. One last inhale there. hands back to prayer, lower slow, right foot down with control. All right, let's do the same thing now on the other side. Take your left foot out to the left, stage 1. Bring it into the inner foot, stage 2. Lift it up towards the calf, stage 3. Or bring it high up to your inner right leg, right thigh, stage 4. And then add those arms. Now in yoga, especially when it comes to balancing, we're never worried about the end result. You focus on your effort and not the outcome, and if you fall out of the balancing pose, like I almost just did, you fall with a smile on your face. Remember, it's called yoga practice, not yoga performance. Perfectionism is not anything other than a prerequisite for suffering. It's Donna false. Take one last inhale there, and then exhale, hands to prayer, lower slow, your left foot back down to the ground. Take a big inhale through the nose, and out the mouth, exhale, let it go. Good. Now, from here, let's step the left foot all the way to the back of our mat. We'll turn over to face the left side of our space. As the feet spread, open your arms out wide as well. Beautiful. Now, bring your hands towards your lower back and interlace all of your fingers. On a big inhale, draw the knuckles down, pull your chest up, lean back, and then on the exhale, fold all the way over and down, just coming into a delicious upper back shoulder stretch. So much of this practice is about releasing tension. So let the tension go, especially tension in the upper back, the shoulders, the neck. But in addition to that, also allowing the tension, the backs of the legs, the hamstrings to go as well, as we take care of our bodies. As the Buddha said, to keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our minds strong and clear. And there's a reason why now professional chess players are incorporating exercise and athletics into their regimen. Being physically active also makes the mind sharp. It makes the senses sharp. One last inhale there. And then hands to the ground on the exhale about the width of the shoulders. Come up onto your fingertips as we prepare to pulse, a little flow, a little breath. Inhale, draw the spine out. And then palms flat on the exhale, relax the head and neck. A few more like that. Inhale, flat back, draw the heart out. And then fold on the exhale, let it go. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms flat. Neck relax. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Take a couple breaths there. Palms flat. You can always put blocks to go underneath the hands here if you like. As that wave of breath rolls in and out through the nose, just allowing it to move across the back of the throat. So you have that wave-like sound, that ujjayi breath. Jai means victory. Flat back on the inhale, draw your spine out. Hands to the hips and the waist on the exhale. Leading through your heart on the inhale, come all the way up to standing. And then spread those arms back out wide like a T. Good. Now take your left foot, left toes, and turn those towards the back of your yoga mat. Angle your right toes slightly forward towards the back of the mat. As we now set up for triangle pose. On an inhale, you're going to reach out to that front arm. Your back hip's going to kick back. And then on that exhale, you're going to relax your left hand down on top of your shin, your ankle, your foot, maybe a block on the outside of the foot. And right arm straight up to the sky. So we use our props, use our blocks whenever it's helpful. Now you're creating these lines of energy, so feel that column from your left hand all the way up to your right hand. If it feels okay on the neck, you can turn your gaze up. But it's also okay to look down or look off to the side. Now start to roll that right chest open as you inhale. And then extend that right arm out as you exhale so you get long across the whole entire right side of your torso. And as that right arm reaches, you're taking your right thumb and you're rotating that slightly up, just like you did in chair pose when we turn those little fingers slightly in towards each other. That creates a little more healthy external rotation in the shoulder. Give that one last little reach. And then right arm back up to the sky, root down to that lower body. And then on the inhale, rise all the way back up to standing. And then on the exhale, turn the left foot in parallel to the right. Good. Now bring your hands to your lower back like you're about to do a camel pose. If you've never done a camel pose, you take those hands, put that right into that small groove of that lower back, that lumbar spine. Fingers typically are up, but you can also turn those down. And then you create that brace of support. Then on that inhale, start to draw the chest up, begin to lean back, pull the inner elbows towards each other. And then on the exhale, fold over and down, allowing your hands to slide down the outer legs like rain. And then we'll hook the big toes with the first two fingers. And then inhale, flat back, draw the torso up and out. And then fold on the exhale, bending the elbows, curling the chin in, maybe closing the eyes, bringing that awareness inward inside. Because so much of our life is spent looking outside of ourselves, being pulled into external stimulation, and we wonder why we feel disconnected to the resources that exist internally within. All these wisdom traditions, including the yogic tradition, remind us the power that everything we could ever want doesn't exist outside of ourselves, it exists within. And over this year-long program, you're going to have the space, you're going to have the opportunity to go in and unleash and unlock that power that resides inside of you. Slide the hands all the way back up to your hips, to your waist. And with that long flat back, on the inhale, rise all the way up to standing. And then spread those arms back out wide like a T. Turn the right foot, right toes forward. Line your feet up, heel to heel. Angle your left toes slightly forward. Enjoy the transition. So on the inhale, reach out, reach out, reach out. And then on the exhale, right hand comes down, left arm up to the sky. Now bring your awareness for a moment to your right big toe and really press that right big toe firm into the ground so you're engaging that inner right foot. And as you press that right big toe firm into the ground, feel your outer right hip wrapping underneath and in. So the base of your triangle is strong. Triangle represents the power of three: beginning, middle, and end. Past, present, and future, and also those three temples. The outer temple, the body temple, and the inner temple. And the inner temple, again, speaks to the power that exists inside of you. So you come back to that sacredness that exists within you. Open up that left chest. And extend that left arm forward and out. See if you can roll those left ribs open to the sky. Roll those bottom right ribs underneath and in. Feel your yourself, dragging your bones away from joints, creating space in those joints, and flushing those spaces with that freshly oxygenated blood. Give it one last little reach. Left arm back up to the sky. Inhale, rise all the way back up to standing. Exhale, turn the right foot in parallel to the left, facing the left side one last time. Now let's keep those arms out wide like wings. Take a huge inhale, lean back, look up. And then on the exhale, swan dive all the way down to the floor. Beautiful. Crawl your hands forward towards your front right foot. Turn the right toes forward. Pivot onto the back left toes. Runner's lunge. And then now step the right leg back to plank. Drop the knees down. Modified plank as we set up for 5 modified yogi-style push-ups, because later on in this program, the real push-ups are coming. So good little preparation now. So you're going to lower halfway down on an inhale, modified chaturanga, and then push back up, exhale 1. Inhale, drop. Exhale, press. 3 more. Inhale, down. Exhale, building a little strength. Inhale, stoking a little heat. Exhale, embracing the fire. Inhale, last one. Exhale, come all the way up. Hold there. Take a goodbye inhale. And then lower slow on the exhale, all the way down into the belly. And then cobra on the inhale. Last one of this practice. Push back up onto the knees. Last downward facing dog. Hips draw all the way up and back. Now on your last downward facing dog, try putting a little subtle bend in your elbows. And then feel your outer shoulders wrapping back. So you create more space between the inner arms and the sides of the neck. Keep the outer shoulders drawing back, but draw your forearms in towards the middle of the mat. Beautiful. Give it one last inhale, stretch back, sink in, and then relax your knees down to the ground. Good. Go ahead and stand up on top of your 2 knees. Bring your hands up to your hips, up to your waist. Take your thumbs and reach those around towards your lower back. Your knees are spread about the width of your hips, your sit bones. Right hand will stay on that right waist, and we'll take that left arm and reach it all the way up and back. So as that left arm draws up, you just lean back a little bit. Gaze starts to draw up. A modified 1 arm arching camel. Take another inhale there, reach up a little higher, lean back a little deeper if it feels right in your body. And on the exhale, ease out. Same thing other side. So left hand, left waist. And then that right arm draws all the way up and back. Nice, steady, full, smooth breaths. One more inhale there. And exhale, ease your way out. Hands onto the ground, tabletop pose, all fours. Crawl forward towards the top of your mat. Cross your feet behind you, release down into your sit bones, setting up for bound angle pose. Bottoms of the feet together. Toes forward, heels in, knees open out. Feel your outer hips drawing down. As you inhale, feel your spine elongate up a little bit higher. And then on the exhale, just begin to fold over and down to your own degree. Just getting into your inner thighs, getting into the groin. So throughout these yoga practices, especially the power yoga practices, we move through all the joints, all the muscle groups, the tendons, the ligaments, the bones. And we just move the body in all the ways that it was meant to be moved in. don't use it, you lose it. Things begin to atrophy, and atrophy that goes on eventually leads to decay. So one of the best things that we can do for the health and the vitality of our body is to promote circulation. Circulation of blood so that it can wash away the old and it can flush in the new. Few more breaths there. Slowly ease your way all the way back up to seated. Bring your hands to your outer knees. Close your knees together. And then from here, just a little taste of some core, some abdominal stuff. So, you're just going to grab the backs of your legs, the backs of your thighs here. Balance on your heels, allow your toes to shoot straight up. Take your arms straight out in front of you. Keeping the feet on the ground. Just slowly start to roll back. We'll say over the course of about maybe 5 or so breaths. And when you get about halfway down, that's where the body really kind of wants to collapse down. You have to engage the core. See how controlled you can be until eventually you come all the way down onto your back. Nice, you guys. Grab the shins, draw the knees in. In some ways, that's harder than the other variations. Doing it slow with control. Now, bring your feet flat on the ground, setting up for a bridge pose. So, heels close in enough so that you could reach forward and graze the backs of the heels, feet spread about the width of the sit bones. Begin to root down into your feet. Begin to lift your hips off the ground. Arms could stay as is, or you could reach underneath and interlace the fingers, tucking both shoulders underneath and in. You want to imagine that you're able to put a grapefruit between your chin and your chest. So instead of allowing the chin to come in towards the chest, you can allow the chin ever so slightly to move away from the chest so that you maintain the natural curve of that cervical spine as opposed to flattening out the neck. And you breathe into the belly, just watching the expansion and the contraction of breath. Like you can come up onto the tips of the toes, elevate the heels off the ground. Take one last inhale there, find the peak of the pose. And then as you exhale, lower slow your lower back down to the floor. Grab your shins, hug your knees, your thighs into your belly, into your torso. And then bring your right ankle on top of your left knee, left thigh, setting up for thread the needle, reclining pigeon. So for this one, you're going to take your right hand, right arm, and just reach it through the legs. Left hand will come around, and you can either grab your left hamstring or your left shin. And then for a moment, we're going to draw the forehead up towards that left knee, left thigh. You draw the left thigh in, you're taking the outer right hip, wrapping it forward, and then relax the head back down onto the floor. And each and every exhale, it's like you're sending an invitation to your left thigh to come in a little bit closer towards your belly. It's not a force, it's not a demand, it's an invitation. wherever you end up within the pose, you belong there. Give that one last little squeeze. And release the stretch, release the right leg. We'll set up now for the same thing on the other side. So left ankle on top of that right knee, right thigh. Left arm slips through the legs, both hands. Grab the hamstring or the shin. Curl the forehead up towards the right knee, right thigh for a moment as you wrap the outer left hip forward. Feel the femur bone rotating around in your hip socket. And relax the head slowly all the way back down to the mat as you now give your left hip the same thing you gave your right hip. And so often in life, the beginning of an endeavor is the hardest part because you have to build the momentum. A space shuttle uses more fuel in the first 60 seconds after liftoff than it consumes during its entire voyage around the circumference of the Earth. It expends a massive amount of energy until it reaches what they call escape velocity, and then it is free to soar. Discipline equals freedom. And for the first few months of this program, it may feel that way, where you're expending a lot of energy to build that momentum. But at some point, you reach escape velocity, and then you soar. That one last little squeeze. Uncross that left leg, grab the shins, hug the knees in. Cactus your arms open, and then allow your knees to twist over to the right. Double knee twist. If you want, you can always put a block to go underneath your knees if that's helpful. You can rest your right hand gently somewhere on that outer left knee, left thigh, just to help facilitate that twist. Both knees all the way back up to center as you inhale. Same thing to the other side as you exhale. Knees to the left. Right shoulder anchors down, heavy like a paperweight. As you release any last unwanted tension out of that lower back. Both knees all the way back up to center. Hug your knees into the belly. On a big inhale, curl your forehead up to your knees. Give everything one last big hug, one last big squeeze. And then Shavasana, release onto the back, allowing your legs, allowing your arms to open out so that you feel spacious in the body. Spacious and empty in the mind. And now we come into what might be the most important pose of this class, of this program. Through the stillness, allow yourself to dissolve deep into serenity, into silence, into source. Shavasana.
In Shavasana, we need to scan our body starting from right toes all the way up to the head, and again starting from the left toes all the way to the head. We need to let go our body, let go our thoughts. And always remember, where the thought goes, energy flows. The best way in Shavasana, we should inhale with the count of 1 to 6. 6 seconds inhale and 6 seconds exhale. Slow down your breath, slow down your heartbeat, slow down your mind. That's the best exercise in Shavasana can do. Always slow down breath. Even you can inhale 1 to 6 and exhale from 8 to 1. This asana should be at least 3 to 5 minutes minimum. Otherwise you can extend 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it's up to you. But sometimes we do mostly with the guided way. One person is speaking and talking about the scanning of different parts of body. So that is the best way, that is the more effective, and as compared to the silent way. So it depends on you. But my teacher Travis always like to go with the silence. Today we did the beginners power flow yoga. That is it was very slow, very like it's a teaching style, and it's easy to understand every movement, every asana, every pose, and how to go into the pose with the breath, and how to come out from the pose with the breath. So you all learned today with this practice. In this pose, we are going to surrender against the force of gravity. Surrendering is the best practice of our life. When we pray, when we go into sajda, we are always going to surrender in front of God's power. Shavasana is the surrendering pose against the force of gravity. Inhale from your nose through your belly.
Take a deeper inhale through the nose. And out the mouth, exhale, let it go. Reach your arms all the way up over your head towards the back of the space, interlacing the fingers, turning the palms inside out. Bring the legs together side by side as you stretch everything out. Just a nice, good, full body stretch. And reach your hands forward, grab your shins, draw your knees, draw your thighs into your belly, into your torso. And as you're ready, gently rock and roll your way all the way up to the last final comfortable seated position where we'll seal this Power Yoga Beginner's Mind practice. Bring your hands to prayer position in front of your chest, in front of your heart. Sit up tall. Slightly bow the forehead down. The great Zen swordsman, Samurai Miyamoto Musashi said, never stray from the way. So for us, we never stray away from path of practice, this path of sadhana. May we bring strength where there is weakness. May we bring courage where there is fear. May we bring compassion where there is suffering. And may we bring light where there is darkness. May our sadhana, our yoga path, guide us down the path of awakening and illumination. Namaste.
Well, Dosto, thank you very much for this practice. I really appreciate if you can do this practice regularly, at least 2-3 times. You will learn a lot how to do the beginners also, and it will help you. So thank you very much for your comments for this practice, and I really appreciate if you guys can share this video with your friends and the people who love yoga. They want to learn how to do the power yoga with the beginner style. It's a very useful video. So thank you very much for being with the TWC Pakistan. Take care of yourself, take care of your families, take care of your health and wealth, and always enjoy, keep smile on your faces. So our mission is to spread the yoga throughout the country with a just smile and pray. And our fee is very simple, just smile and pray. I love you everyone. You are the part of TWC Pakistan, and we are a community, we are a family, and our mission is to make this country healthy and happy with the help of yoga style. So let's try to change your lifestyle with the yoga. When we say lifestyle is not only exercise, it includes your sleeping pattern, it's you do with your community style, which includes your eating habits. It also includes your communication with the friends, with the family. So everything included in the lifestyle. So let's go ahead. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Take care of yourself.